Hey everybody, if you didn't see my community post I posted a few days ago, it's basically a link I need you to hit and just tap yes 5 times. That's it. And plus it's also free. It only takes 10 seconds. I'll actually put it at the bottom of this video. And also, follow our Instagram, it's pretty good over there and shit like that. I mean, seriously. And plus you get to request kill counts and, Instagram and shit like that. It's basically the same name as the channel, just with the old logo and shit. So yeah, and also while you're down there, you might as well hit that sub button too. So yeah, and basically that's all the things I need y'all for to do, and that's it. Especially that link. So yeah, go do that link. I only need 80 responses, and after that, you're good. You won't have to do it. So it only takes 80 of you to do it for me. So yeah, all right. Finally, enjoy the video now. Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm Terrell Hill, and today we're looking at Psycho Part 4, The Beginning, released in 1990. So yeah, the beginning part of this little movie is, is basically this movie is just focusing on the old version of Norman Bates. So what I mean by that is, his kid self before all the shit that happened in 1960. This is some older shit, I guess, I don't know, the 40s or something, but yeah, basically that's what that is and shit. This movie basically just focuses on that. Norman talks about it and shit, and in this damn interview and shit that he had, then we get the little flashback scenes and shit. And also Olivia Hussey is in this movie, and next week, if you don't know what the next week's kill count is, it's basically, Black Christmas. I want to point that out because we're about to see her once again next week. So yeah, it's pretty damn crazy. I wasn't intending to do this, but yeah, basically that's what this movie is and shit like that. So yeah, I really feel like it's an okay movie and shit like that. I mean, I like what it tries to do and shit. I think it explains, old Norman Bates pretty well and shit like that. I honestly like how it's shot and shit, how it looks and shit. And I think what's his name? Anthony Perkins died 2 years after this movie came out. So yeah, rest in peace to bro and shit. He did very good in this movie. So yeah, how many kills happened in this little crazy ass psycho movie? Let's find out. Let's get to the kills. The movie begins with a title card. Yeah, get a little breaking red, the beginning and shit like that. Anyway, we cut to him, going into this interview talking about Norman Bates and shit like that, and all that type of shit. So yeah, that's what they're basically talking about. Anyway, speaking of Norman Bates, he moved into this new house and shit, living in the suburbs and shit like that. Then he turns around because he's on this interview and shit like that, and they asks him some childhood questions and shit, and it makes bro start acting weird and shit like that. So yeah, well, he's talking about his first love and all that type of shit. So yeah, anyway, speaking of her too, she actually pulls up on him with these old ass flashback scenes and shit like that. Anyway, they're just talking about some shit and all that type of shit. So yeah, anyway, I guess she winds up in his house and shit, which she really don't want her to be in and shit, but I guess she doesn't listen to bro because she don't give a damn and all that type of shit. So yeah, anyway, Norman walks in there knowing that she probably don't win in there and shit, but anyway, he finds her in there and tells her, what the hell are you doing in here and shit like that. She tells bro to shut the hell up or we're gonna wake his damn mother up and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, I guess they go into this room, so I guess they can go to sleep and shit, but nah, she gets turned on enough by him and shit to make him start unzipping her clothes and shit like that. Anyway, bro goes into his mother room and shit, basically telling him to, kill that bitch already because she's not supposed to be in here. Then she winds up in, his mother room and shit like that, I guess, to fucking check on her and shit, but nah though. Anyway, Norman pops out that damn closet and stabs her to death like so many goddamn times and shit like that. So yeah, that's pretty fucked up and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, Norman in the fucking real time and shit. Anyway, bro is just sitting over there playing with the sink and shit, being weird and all that type of shit. So yeah, anyway, he's still on this interview and shit. They keep asking him questions and all that type of shit. So yeah. Anyway, we get some, flashback scenes of his dead dad and shit. And I'll actually count him and shit like that too. So yeah, he's going on the count as well and shit like that. So yeah. Anyway, I guess Norman's talking about some more shit about his whole life and shit. So yeah, anyway, we cut to, his mother is just, sitting outside and all that type of shit. Anyway, we cut to them both actually being outside in the fucking rain and shit. And then they both go into the room and shit. Well, I guess he brings her some fucking tea and all that type of shit. So yeah, anyway, he starts, acting weird and shit, and they both roll over on the ground with each other. Then I guess she remembers that's her son and shit like that. Then he gets put in the closet and shit, and I guess Norman in real time is trying to relive the fucking past again, which is wait a minute, you're not supposed to relive the past, Norman. I thought that was the whole reason of this goddamn interview. Norman in the past is, looking at, the new whip that pulled up into his house and shit like that. And it turns out that his mother has a new, boyfriend, I guess, and shit. So, yeah. Anyway, the next day, he gets introduced and shit like that. So, yeah, and Norman doesn't take a good-ass liking to bro. He feels like something is wrong with dude, and he starts talking shit instantly. Shit like that. I guess bro done got a new girl to suck face with and shit like that. And I guess, he starts getting weird again and shit. And, starts choking her and shit like that. So, yeah. Anyway, he drags her fucking body out the damn car and shit. And, just leaves that shit hanging there and shit like that. So, yeah. Anyway, Norman in the past once again tries to steal his mother out that goddamn casket, which is pretty weird. Then Norman in real time is clearly saying that, it's once again time to start murdering people and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, he's mad. He's pretty pissed off because his wife is having a fucking baby and shit. So yeah, and then we get some real scenes of him in there and shit. So yeah, anyway, bro is in there, fixing his mother some tea and shit like that. And, he doesn't like her new boyfriend and shit, so he gonna poison that shit. So yeah. Anyway, I guess they're drinking that poison ass shit and shit like that. At least his dumb ass is and shit like that. Anyways, she starts dancing with the damn tea and shit. So yeah, I don't know why the fuck she's doing this. It starts pouring it all over her goddamn self. Anyway, bro starts to, beat her son ass because it's like, why the fuck did you poison me and shit like that. Then he throws bros down the stairs and shit because he's fucking weak and shit like that. And also, I'll count both of them as dead and shit. Anyway, because Norman in real time trying to put the past to rest and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, they both get in there, creeping around and shit. So yeah, anyway, the house starts catching fire and shit like that. And also, he sees all the people that his kid version of himself murdered and shit like that. Anyway, the shit is finally over and shit, and all that type of shit. And we get a good little happy ending with him putting the past behind and shit like that. So yeah, anyway, his mother's there in there and shit. So yeah, how many people died in this little good ass movie? Let's find out and let's get to the numbers. By my count, 5 people died in Psycho Part 4, The Beginning. The victims consisted of 3 lady victims and 2 males. So yeah, we actually seen the same count indoor gender breakdown in Halloween 1978. With a runtime of 96 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 19.2 minutes. I give the Golden Chainsaw for coolest kill to Holly, because it's pretty fucked up how she died. The homicide for lamest kill will go to the poison people, and that's it. This shit came out in 1990 and it was pretty great. Next week, we'll be looking at, what we'll be looking at next week. But until then, I'm Toronto. This has been the Kill Count. Thank you guys so much for watching today's Kill Count. And I'm so pissed off right now because, I literally had to reshoot the fucking numbers. Because, I accidentally deleted the original versions that I had. Even for this little outro thing, I had to reshoot this shit too. So yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching and all that type of shit and supporting me too. And man, it literally took me 5 months to, cover this damn series on the Kill Count. So yeah, but thank you guys so much. But thanks everyone. Be good people. See you next week.